Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be going through my completed sketchbook. This is my travel sketchbook. Technically, I didn't finish it while traveling. It's based on my travel through Japan last year. And I know a lot of sketchbook tours, people just want to see everything immediately. So I'll do this super quick. I made this sketchbook. I just took a journal that I had, ripped it apart, and added some pages to it. I used the Canson XL Mixed Media paper for this, and I think it handled the gouache pretty well. I use mostly acrylic gouache, and I usually don't use mixed media paper just because I don't like when it gets all like wrinkly, like you can see. But yeah, that's the sketchbook. Stickers are just random stickers I have. I picked this sticker here because the trip that we went on was for our honeymoon. But okay, let's go through the sketchbook. Name, I started back in November. This is when we first went on our trip to Japan, and I did the first few pages when we were actually there, and then I just finished it when I was back in the US, but nothing on this first page. I don't really do ink drawings that much, like pen and ink. Not really good at it, but this was our first actual day when we were in Japan. It was at the tourist hotel in Akihabara, and I remember we woke up at like probably 5 or 6 a.m. and I couldn't fall back asleep, so I just looked out from our view from the window and sketched what I saw there before we had to head out for the day. This page is something I did while we were at the Shinjuku Gyoen National Park, which is just a giant park that's in Shinjuku. And I found a spot next to a bunch of water and just tried to sketch there for a little bit. And it turned out okay. Again, I kind of like how these turned out. I'm not a pen artist, so these first two pages aren't like super cool. This second page, this is when I actually started to show my sketchbook process on my YouTube channel. So I'll have a link to the playlist with all of my sketchbook Saturdays on there. But this is my last, no, I think there's one more, but this is also when we were in Japan. I was trying to do plein air at the Shinjuku Park, and I realized I didn't have any white paint, and I was not really good at plein air. So that's what I ended up with. That's our admission pass to get into the park. And yeah, I did this piece on my YouTube channel. It was one of my first videos, but this was just a very twisty tree that I saw there, and I thought it was really pretty, so I tried painting it. I think this is the last one that I did while we were in Japan. I was using my Turner designer gouache, which I've made a video on, and I don't really like it, but I'm starting to enjoy it more. I'm doing a couple of other paintings with it, and it doesn't feel like gouache really to me. It feels more like watercolor, and so I'm trying to treat it that way. But this is just my attempt at painting a ramen bowl while we were there, and I just wasn't feeling it. So yeah, I don't even know where we got the ramen from. It was somewhere in Akihabara. I just can't remember. But yeah, this was my first like attempt using that gouache really. And now this is when we got back from our trip, and at this point I had thought that I was going to be filling this entire sketchbook while we were there, and that didn't happen obviously, so I was like, okay, I just want this to be a fun sketchbook. I didn't want it to be like super stressful, and let's just try and, you know, take some of my memories from the trip and show them like this. These 2 pages are based off of reference photos I took while we were at a botanical garden that was in Shinjuku Park. So a bunch of these pages, these first few pages, are very much in the same location. I just wanted to try painting some plants because I'm not good at plants, and so just using a limited color palette here, and then I got bored and wanted to try doing something a bit more impressionistic and not super try-hardy, I guess. And I actually really like how this turned out. This was of my husband while he was walking through one of the top floors of the botanical garden. This is one of my favorite pages. I got really into Legends Arceus, Pokemon Legends Arceus before our trip, and I really liked Ingo, and so I became obsessed with the 2 brothers, and I don't know, I just really like trains too. These 2 are like train conductors in the Pokemon world, and I was like, okay, it'd be cool if I could find anything there like in Japan about them, and I know they're super popular, so I was very, very lucky to be able to find 2 plushies of them, and I paid outrageous prices for them. I'm not very happy about that, but this was actually the cheapest I've ever been able to find them. But yeah, I got these 2 plushies. It was like I think it was on our last day, and we had run out of space, and so I had to start cutting open all my other plushies in order to be able to fit them. I really like how this turned out. I like the color palette, and I really love this washi tape that I got while we were at Loft in Shibuya, and you can see that it shimmers. I don't know, I just saw this washi tape there, and I thought it was super inspirational, and I want to do more paintings that are very reminiscent of this. This spread is one that I liked before, like when I first started this, and I'm not sure about it anymore. This is based off of the Tokyo Sea Life Aquarium in Chiba. We went to Chiba on like a day trip, but we found an aquarium there, and it was just super pretty. But I really liked a picture that I got of a snow crab, and so I tried to paint that. I failed at painting this like coral reef area with a bunch of fish. I think after painting this guy, I kind of like gave up over here. And then my admission tickets. This is one of my other favorite spreads. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I'm obsessed with Hamtaro, and I found a giant bijou plushie at a Kittyland store in Ikebukuro, and I didn't even know it was gonna be there. I thought like a lot of the Hamtaro merch was like sold out or just like not available because people are obsessed with Hamtaro over there. And I just saw this while we were waiting in line to get omelet rice, and my husband was like, oh, go check out the Kirby merch over there. And so I went over and I saw this giant bijou, and she was so squishy. She's like made out of the mochi fabric, like the Squishmallows are. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go buy that. This one is based off of a Nindorite I have of Hamtaro, and then just other cute Hamtaro paintings. Oh, and I also found a snoozer one, just like this style, in Ueno, and I bought that one too, but I didn't paint that. And then this, this is one of my like not well done spreads, but this is from a Miku figure that I got. I really like Hatsune Miku. I grew up listening to Vocaloid, and this is Yuzuki Yukari. She is technically another Vocaloid, but there's never a lot of merch of her, and I found a jacket based off of her like actual jacket, and so I bought that, and I love it so much. I got it at a Kaspa in Akihabara. I really like how these two spreads turned out. I was trying to make this like about sweets and desserts. We went to the French Toast Factory in we like stayed in Akihabara, that's where our hotel was, but I think this was in Yodobashi Camera, I think, at the top floor. But there's a bunch of stores at the very top, and I got these really good pancakes there, and I just love them. I think we went there twice just because we needed to get breakfast and couldn't really find a lot of places. Like, there's tons of places, but this place was calling to us a lot. And then in Kawagoe, we walked past this taiyaki station, and they made the taiyaki. Taiyaki is like breading with red bean paste inside, and they were just selling them in the shape of little cat heads, and it was really cute. We didn't buy one of these, but we got some dango, which is like mochi covered in some sort of sauce. I don't know what the sauce is, but that was really good. I really like how I painted this one. I have never used this color palette before, and I don't know, I just really like how this like shading happened here. I think it looks really pretty. And this is just another fun spread. This is looking a lot more blue on camera. This is actually like a dusty teal, I would say, but it looks really blue. That's weird. But yeah, this is a massive Kirby plushie that we saw in Ueno on our last day. It's the same store that I found my Snoozer plushie. I have no idea what the store is called, but it's underneath like a train station. I'll try to remember where this is the next time I'm in Japan, because I want to go there again. But this is just a fun spread. I really liked how big the Kirby plushie was and just wanted it to be very cute. I'll try to show a picture of what it looks like in person. This is the first of my train paintings in here. I think I only did a couple in here this time, but this is the Ginza line. Whenever we took the train that was on the Ginza line, it was this bright yellow, and I've never really seen that on other trains in Japan, and so I wanted to just paint that. I thought it was just really pretty. I love trains, and made this like bubblegum like nighttime sky landscape. And I tried using my glittery paint, Color Pearl Aqua, in the Turner acrylic wash, and it doesn't work that well when you're painting it and mixing it with other colors, but if you're using it as a top coat, you can really see it shimmer. This spread is based off of a Miffy bakery that we saw also in Kawagoe. There's a lot of bakeries and cafes around in Kawagoe, and I think it's because there's like, it's a big touristy area, but they had really cute buns. We didn't buy anything here, but like those were breads in the shape of Miffy's head. I think these were also bread, like giant pieces of bread. They had ice cream, they had shakes. It was just really cute. I know nothing about Miffy, but I don't know, I really liked painting this one. It's kind of like blotchy. I didn't do a great job with layering here, but you know. I think this was beef katsu, if I'm remembering, which is just like steak breaded like a chicken nugget, and you grill it on top of a like tiny little grill that they put in front of you, and you get it to like how done you want it to be, and just dip it in a sauce and you eat it like that. I think this was the beef katsu, but I loved this meal so much. It was, I think, probably my favorite meal. I usually like tonkatsu, which is breaded pork. I don't know, this was just so good for me. Like, I loved it so much. I really like how this red turned out. I thought I'd use a different red. I don't remember using crimson here. I thought it was my current red. I'm not sure if I did that one right, but I really like the red here, even though you can see the scratches coming from it, like from the pages rubbing against each other. I just really like this page. I really like this bowl too. I think it looks really pretty, and I like how, I guess, impressionistic the meat looks underneath all the soup. I did a video on this one. This is also from Chiba. I just put Chiba Prefecture. I really liked how I painted this one. This only took me about a day, I think, and that's really quick for me. I really like painting storefronts, and usually I do this in my Himi gouache so I can do a bit more detail, or now I mostly use my Holbein acrylic gouache. I don't know, I just really like doing more detailed storefronts in those type of paints. It feels like with acrylic gouache it dries so quickly, I can't get the same color over and over again because I'm really bad at having big mixing areas of just like one particular color. But yeah, this is a storefront I saw. These are some penguins we saw while at the aquarium, and this is just the flower for Chiba Prefecture. I can't remember what flower that is. I think this is probably my worst spread. I'm not good at painting trees, and I'm not good at painting plants, but I just want to have fun with this. I'm also bad at cityscapes, apparently, even though I do a couple of cityscapes and oil paintings. This spread just isn't good to me. Like, I couldn't get the color palette correctly. It was a very rainy day there, and everything was super moody, and it was also near the end of our trip. But yeah, this is overlooking the Ueno Park. I really liked it there. It started to rain on us while we were trying to have a little picnic there, but it was still fun. And then this was right outside the train station. I kind of like how this tree turned out, but again, it looks kind of blotchy, and I don't like her face. This is one of my other favorite paintings. I'm gonna put that right there. These are all the colors I used for it. This is just a really fun painting that's based off of some of my favorite things that I got while in Japan. I really love this ice cream. It's just blue soda ice cream, and it's called Gari Gari Kun. It only costs like 50 cents, and so I would buy one every single night. This is my strawberry milk cow plushie that I got while at a Surigaya, and it was only like $3. And then this is a blue soda drink that we got that had like ice cream on top of it. And yeah, I just really love how this spread looks. It's super cute. It's pink and blue, and those are my favorite colors together recently. And I had originally wanted this to only be like a super limited color palette, but it ended up being a palette that has a lot more paints than I'm used to. This is a super simple spread of some jellyfish I saw while we were at the Tokyo Sea Life Aquarium back in Chiba. I have a lot of Chiba paintings in here, but yeah, I just really liked how the jellyfish looked. It was really cute. Yeah, this is just a very simple painting. You can see some of the glitter came through from using the Color Pearl Aqua. I'm glad that I picked this up while in Japan. Like, I don't use it a lot, but it just adds a little bit to my sketchbook paintings. This is one of my favorite spreads. I don't know, like, honestly, which is my favorite. I think it's gonna be the very last one, to be honest. I was trying out my Winsor Newton designer gouache, and I had never used it before. And I also wanted to try painting this photo I took while we were in one of the train stations. I can't remember which station this is, but it's the Toei Asakasa and KQ line. But I want to just test it out, and it worked pretty well. I was having trouble getting down layers at the beginning. Like, for some reason the Winsor Newton gouache didn't really like to lay on top of this paper, and maybe it's just the paper, but after doing a bunch of layers it started to work out pretty well. and it's very shiny right now because I used Dorland's wax medium to protect it so that it doesn't smear onto the other page. Using artist gouache, it'll tend to smear when you close the sketchbook and, you know, you're working on another page, it'll like rub onto the other sides. So I use Dorland wax medium to protect my gouache paintings. I don't use it for acrylic gouache, just for like actual gouache, which is rewettable. I really like painting food, as you can probably tell from my other pages. I wanted to do a painting to remind me of what this place is called. This is called Nabizo, and it's an all-you-can-eat shabu shabu, which is like hot pot. Since it's all you can eat, you get a limited amount of meat, and you just throw it into a soup, and you throw vegetables in there and some ramen noodles, and it's really, really good. And we love going here. This is something we try to do every single time we're there, just because it's a little expensive, like compared to what we normally pay for food. It's well worth it, and we don't eat for the entire day because we're waiting for this. This is based off of a picture I took of some spicy ramen that we got in Setagaya. I don't remember what this place was called, and I definitely didn't eat this ramen because I can't deal with spicy food. I like the colors. I like the yellow against the purple. I am not good at doing like overhead ramen bowls because I'm really bad at just making it look correct. Like, I don't like this part down here. I like this here. I like to focus on the food. This is another color palette I'm not really used to, and with my color palettes I don't really try to think about what would look good against each other. I'm just like, okay, that looks nice, and need a red, need a yellow. This is one of the cutest spreads I've done, and this only took me like maybe an hour to do, which is super quick. This is a Kirby mug that we got at Tokyo Skytree. There's a Kirby cafe there, and you don't have to go in to buy the merchandise like you kind of have to do at the Pokemon cafes. There's a lot of cafes based on franchises in Japan, and basically they just serve you food that either looks like the characters or has like some sort of theming with them. But the Kirby Cafe had a little merch section, and there was this really cute cup, like a Kirby mug, and his little hat comes off, and this is like a giant mug, and you could have soup in it. I have like mac and cheese in it every once in a while. It's a pain to wash though, but I really like this mug. I don't even like Kirby games, but it's super cute, and I did the little swatches as stars, and I really like this page. I just love it. And I had to do a page on my favorite Pokemon. I love Gengar so much. I have so many plushies of Gengar now. I just uploaded a video about this a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have a voiceover because I was sick. This is my favorite Gengar plushie I've ever owned. I've wanted this one for years, and this is from like a UFO catcher. I love this one so much. It's so cute. I like how he sits. I like how round he is. This is one that I had to cut up and restuff because we ran out of space in our suitcases. But yeah, I honestly prefer the stuffing I have in it now. I don't know, it's just his expression is super cute. This is one that I know is really hard to find, so I was very lucky that I was able to find it for pretty cheap compared to what I see online. And it's just this tiny little Gengar. He's about like this big. Yeah, I just love it. It's so small. I love Gengar so much, and I will probably get some more Gengar plushies when I'm back in Japan again. And this is the last page of like actual paintings. This is probably my favorite page. I'm very surprised with how it turned out. This was using poster color instead of gouache. From what I've gathered, poster color is like more chalky version of gouache. I would put it in the same like grade, like artist grade, as the Himi gouache, like the jelly cup, because it is super chalky. But it was really cheap. I think I paid maybe less than $1 for each of these colors. And then this one was like $4 total for the primary set. Sorry, the whole ones were like $4 and the Sakura ones were about $1 a piece. Honestly, like the colors I was able to get, it looks so good. It's very, very chalky though. So yeah, I would put it in the same category as like Himi gouache. But I love how this page turned out. I got this picture while we were in Setagaya. We were going around Todoroki Valley and the sky was so blue, it just looked so pretty, and the shadows from the trees and everything just hitting the pavement. I loved it so much, and I had this picture and I've been wanting to paint it for so long. I was gonna do an oil painting, but I'm more impressionistic with my oil paintings, and I wanted it to be a bit more on key with what I saw. Yeah, I just love how this looks. It's probably my favorite piece here. And these last few pages are just, you know, they're not actual like paintings. This is just a page of all the art supplies I got while I was in Japan, minus the like Holbein gouache. But I got like Muji pens, lei pens. But this is all stuff that I got in a convenience store, I think at Lawson's. These are the paints that I used on this page, and I kind of gave up because I was having trouble like actually mixing them with my white, and then I finally got the hang of it here. And in the back of all my sketchbooks now, I do a swatch of every single gouache tube that I have. That way, if I'm like at a store, I can just look at it and be like, okay, this color I like, I can get another one, or I can see which color I'm missing if I want to try a new color. I've taken this to art stores in America as well. Like I like going to Jerry's, having this there, just so I know what I have and you know what colors I might want to include. So this is just the Turner acrylic gouache. This is the Japanesque version, which is more of a sandpapery texture. This is the Turner Designer gouache, which I didn't really like at first, and I'm starting to like it. I made a video about how I made this into a travel palette, and I've been using that the past couple of days, and I honestly kind of like it now. I think I just need to use it on good quality watercolor paper, and it seems to work a bit better. These were the only two Holbein acrylic gouache tubes that I had at that point. And this is the Holbein Artist gouache that I had at that point, and these are all the Winsor Newton paints. And then back here is just a pamphlet from the Tokyo Sea Life Park. I've just taped it in because I want to keep it, and I was originally going to cut this up, but just didn't find a use for it. But yeah, that is my sketchbook. I really hope you liked it. Again, I used Canson XL Mixed Media paper in it, and it took me about half a year to finish. I take a long time on my sketchbooks. This is actually the quickest I've done a sketchbook. I have one more sketchbook that I need to do a tour of. I finished it last year. I'll have a video of that out at some point. My next travel sketchbook, I'll have a video on that coming up soon, and I plan on bringing that the next time I'm in Japan. I really enjoyed this sketchbook. I really like being able to, I guess, remember things in a different way than just looking at pictures. Yeah, I've never had an actual travel sketchbook before. I usually just paint whatever I feel like, and honestly, this helped me remember places that we've been to and where I would like to visit again. But yeah, that's my sketchbook. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.